Good morning, wasters. How's everybody doing today? Okay, good. Right. Happy for y'all. Yeah, I'm back. After a brief trip to WINTERPEG, of course. Yup, went and presented my research. And I think it was maybe the worst experience of my life. No, I'm like catastrophizing and hyperbolizing. But it was definitely not like my dream scenario, you know? But I did present and I did get it done. And that is maybe like the main thing, you know? So I'm coming at you for a debrief, of course. And then I'm also going to be here talking about some other thoughts. I might get into some shit on value alignments, like, and potentials for jobs in philosophy or philosophically driven jobs in the tech industry, which is, of course, sorry about that, my mic just moved, which is, obviously you would be in the throes of, like, ethically, should I do this? But I've come to the realization we're post-human, and so low-key, like, nothing really matters to me anymore. Also might tap into my severe inferiority complex and how that might influence a lot of what I say and do and how I behave in the world. I don't know. I'll get into it, though. So yeah, welcome back to the pod. I guess I'll start out with WINTERPEG. Yeah, it was cold. My flight was delayed 5 fucking hours. Thank you, Air Canada. Right. I've never been on a flight in the wintertime that was not delayed, if I'm being honest. They are always delayed. I always have just terrible luck. There's always a snowstorm, or there's some kind of inclement weather issue, and I've just got numerous times, So yeah, my flight out there, it was a direct, mashallah, but yeah, it was delayed like 5 hours, and I was like, fuck, bro. And then I didn't even write like my fucking presentation in that time. I was just bullshitting. But yeah, so that was great. I tried to record a little bit at the airport, but then I got scared. So, and also I was just like recording on my computer, so the sound quality would have been piss poor. But yeah. And then I get onto the damn plane, and my fucking connector, like, you know how you can have you can plug in your phone at the seat that you're at, was not working. There was no power running through that bee. Oh, it was awful. So my phone was at like not a high percentage, I think 10% at its lowest, and which also it's a new thing. Like, my phone just dies so fast these days, which historically has not been the case. Maybe I just have too much on it. I don't even know what's going on. But yeah, so it was just like fucking awful. Also, my phone is like 2 years old, and it's a flip phone, so that might add to it. Right. But anyways, whatever. Charged it via my computer, the computer I was going to use to write my presentation, and then I didn't end up doing that. And I was like, right, okay, awesome. This is boss as fuck. But I did write it in the end, I created I just did like a slideshow, and then I like kind of bullshitted for 20 minutes, although my mom said it was 18 minutes, which is good. That's what I was kind of aiming for. 20 minutes is, I feel like once you get to the 20-minute threshold, then you're like, fuck, bro. But 18 minutes is good. Anyways, yeah. So I land, and it's like, I just felt so guilty, and I was in a heightened state because I was like, maybe TMI, like, my period did come yesterday, and I was like, fuck, bro, I'll kill myself. So I was in a heightened state all weekend, which was boss as fuck. Obviously, of course, when you're in when you're just trying to have a good time with your family. Because famously, my mother and my grandparents came out. I didn't ask them to or anything, but they just said, oh, this is really exciting. You're presenting a paper for the first time. You're doing a conference for the first time. And they were just very excited. And so they all came out. Even my grandma, who does not like flying at all, she hasn't flown probably in 10, 20 years. She just has a big fear about that, because then she's away from healthcare for, even if it's I think their flight was an hour and a half from Alberta. So, it was just a whole thing there. But she made it, and that was really good. And then we kind of just lazed around the hotel, if I'm being honest, because it was so cold. It was minus 20 the entire time we were there. And I mean, it's a dry cold, so it's very similar to Alberta weather. And it was really fine. And then when I came back here, I was oh my gosh, it's so cold, because it's such a wet cold here. And so it permeates every single thing that you're wearing. Really awful. But yeah, so I went to the conference both days. I presented on the Sunday. It was good. Well, okay, here's my thing. This will get into my inferiority complex, or my never enough complex. I think that it was awful. I always think my presentations are awful, even though I don't have any anxiety going into them, but I'm always just afterwards I'm wow, whew, I can't believe they let me behind the mic, right? I can't believe they let me up there, right? And so it's just my whole thing of nothing I do is ever good. That's probably also, I'm thinking, why I haven't sought a relationship, because I just cannot fathom somebody being interested in me. And a lot of things confirm that, of course, in my own mind. So that's awesome. Yeah. But I'm also kind of whatever, if my own mental doesn't allow me, I do things anyways, I do things even while I'm these people don't actually like me and they just think I'm weird. Yeah. That's encapsulated in dating apps, right? I'm so scared to like people or whatever, because I can't imagine them actually, I feel I'm a creep liking some of these damn pictures, or people are just oh my god, this ugly fat bitch is liking my shit. I don't want to impose on people this kind of complex, right? But I think I just need to not gaff, maybe. Also just realize it's my own complex that I should deal with. But also, nobody has a regular relationship to themselves, to the world, anything like that. Anybody who tries to convince you of that is lying. I just heard the term exclusive situationship from my friend last night. She said one of her friends is getting semi-broken up with because it was an exclusive situationship, but then I guess this situationship is no longer happening, which is just a pussy way, or a way of pussyfooting around the idea of somebody being your boyfriend or girlfriend. I think it's really lame, actually. But, yeah. I just realized I have to water my plants, or the plants in this house, because I know my roommate has not. Oh, happy birthday to my friend. His was on Friday. Then happy birthday to my roommate, whose was yesterday. We went out for dinner. It was really cute. This week is a death week. I like to call because in January, there's always that 1 week for me that's like just go, go, go. And last year, it was like I had a concert, or no, I had a show, and then I had a meeting with a old friend that I met like way long ago. And then I think I had a date that week as well, and I didn't cancel, which, you know, good on me. And then I had, that was just, reflecting is not a good trait, guys. We need to become less reflexive. That was not me. Who is that bitch there? So yeah, and then I had the Blade concert. Yeah, that was really fun. This year at Igloo Fest, they have like shit. Like, I don't know. I don't know anybody on the lineup except for DJ Snake. And then I looked at tickets and they were $70. And I said, right, okay, so I'm not doing that. DJ Snake is not all important to me, right? And then, yeah, I had somebody's like birthday celebration also in that week last year. So yeah, and like this whole week, it's because my one friend's birthday, obviously, and then it's my roommate's birthday, and then yeah, it's just like all of that comes together. And then usually, like, because it's still early semester, like you're meeting up with all your people that you haven't seen since last year and stuff like that. But that's okay. Death week will be survived, and I only have to write like 2 assignments, so it's all chill. Okay. Oh, WINTERPEG continued. So yeah, we did that, and then yeah, that Saturday there was like a dinner, but I didn't go because I was just like really anxious sort of about that, and I was still feeling guilt for like my grandparents because I was supposed to come in and be in the city Friday at like, I don't know, like 5 o'clock or something. And so then I didn't get in and didn't get to the hotel until like 10:30, and I was like, oh, right. So I just felt really bad about that because they had flown in on the Thursday. And then the fact that I had to like write my stuff still was like so bad. And then yeah, presented my paper. My grandpa took some videos of me. I got a few pictures on my digital of it, or no, not of the presentation, but just of the city itself and of my family there. And then, yeah, it was just like, it was very interesting. There were a lot of there were 2 aesthetic presentations, and they were both on why AI art is not art. One was from a phenomenological perspective, and another one was from a metaphysical, kind of ontological situation. Yeah, I was the only undergrad presenting. That was also big, and it was just like very terrifying. And even though I keep like moving my head a bunch, even though I know that it's like people give you a lot more grace when you're an undergrad presenting than a master's student, because obviously when you're a master's student, you're writing your damn thing, right? But yeah, so I don't, guys, it's just like, it's tough. But I have my thesis now that I have to write, but presenting that really solidified what I want to talk about. And I think I'm going to talk about how, specifically, actually, Catherine Hales, like cyber feminist thought kind of has this ability in like a theoretical sense to make or to liberate women primarily from their bodies. And yeah, so technology just has that kind of ability. And so cyber feminist thought has been like, was theorizing that. Now famously, cyber feminism fell out of fashion very quickly because they saw what was happening on those damn 4chan boards, They were like, "Ooh, actually, maybe we just reproduce hierarchies." And I was like, yeah, it's possible. But now there's the xenofeminists with a Z, or no, not a Z, hello, an X. Because obviously anything with an X just means technology. X the everything app, everything, yeah. So, yeah, did my presentation. Everybody was very nice about it, even though I wanted to, like, roll up into a ball and die, and I was just so exhausted afterwards, because it was just, like, it was such a rush, and then I had to be up there for about 45 minutes, because I had to take questions and stuff. But yeah, everybody was very gracious, and even if it was, like, the worst presentation ever, nobody said that, mashallah. My mom said that it was fine, and then my grandpa also was like, it's fine. And I just, I don't have any conception of, like, what necessarily is good for me as a, like, I feel like everybody sees through my facade, but yeah. And then my family left on the Monday, like, about 9 or 10 in the morning, and I just chilled in the hotel for a second, and then I went down to the Forks. Oh yeah, we also went to the Forks on Sunday for a dinner at some restaurant there. My mom didn't love it. I don't know. I had some, like, okay pasta. Yeah. And there was steelhead trout, and I ate some of it. My grandpa gave me enough of it. It's really good. Yeah, I think that's kind of, like, the extent of my thing here. I really loved Winnipeg, actually. I could see myself here. I have, like, 3 reasons why I loved Winnipeg so much, and I, like, could see myself moving there, because there's this after degree, like, 1-year intensive program that I might do there. Number 1, everybody was really, really nice. Okay? Everybody was very nice. Everybody was very chill. I think it's because, like, living here or living back home, people have this kind of air to them where they're like, oh, I'm important, like, I am the culture bringer or the culture critic of this city, like, people just have this pretentious air to them, and they're kind of like, oh, I'm better than you, even though, like, we're all, like, fucking annoying, and we live in Canada, bitch. Like, nothing is ever that cool here except for when rents are low. So that's actually also a thing about Winnipeg. Low rents, a pretty big city. But anyways, so yeah, there, they don't have that kind of, like, I feel like it's in Montreal and then also back home, people have this kind of, like, reflexive look. So they're like the person outside, like, they do a lot of things for aesthetic purposes because they're trying to do this, like, aesthetic sort of thing, like, people are maybe, like, yeah, like, I feel like a lot of the fashion here is very much, like, reflective, sorry. So they will, like, dress in a certain way because they want to appeal to this kind of demographic. But in Winnipeg, it just was not like that from what I saw. Like, sure, there's pretentious people everywhere, there's always going to be a bitch who's like, oh, have you heard this unreleased Drain Gang collab, like, this song here, blah, 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 right? There's always going to be those fucking people. But I think people there just don't have the same pressure to be the way that, like, be pretentious in the way that people here or back home in Alberta have. Maybe that's just my read of the situation. It's a very, like, I think blue collar, like, kind of town, which will bring us into my next fucking thing. Everybody there is so hot. Like, specifically for me and my type, bitch, it was over. Like, literally everywhere I looked, I was like, fuck, oh my god, like, you guys are all my fucking type. This is crazy. And yeah, that was really nice to see. I'm like, damn, maybe this is where I figure something out. But yeah, there's that. And then what was my last reason? Oh, like the campus, the Manitoba campus, gorge, so much green space, very, very nice. And it's also, because, Winnipeg is, like, older than Alberta, like, or, like, Manitoba is older than Alberta, they have, like, a lot more old architecture, and, like, their downtown is still, like, very, like, old and very nice. It kind of actually reminded me of Belgrade in Serbia. And I was just literally, like, walking right along the Assiniboine or the Red River, I don't remember which one, and I was just like, wow, this looks so Belgrade. Like, I feel like I'm in Serbia. So that was also a big draw for me, because as we know, Serbia is, like, Belgrade is, like, one of my favorite destinations or, like, cities I've ever been in. Also because the people there were so fucking nice, okay? So actually, I do things on that way. Like, if the people are nice and I'm like, wait, guys, maybe I, like, love this place so much, right? But, yeah. So, Monday, I went to the Forks again after lounging in the hotel for a sec. And I just kind of chilled there. I bought a book. I bought Freud's 5 lectures given at Clark University. Stuff about dreams and stuff. My friend is so into psychoanalysis, and I have very little basis, right? And a lot of psychoanalysis actually is contrasted with the algorithmic kind of space and, like, the algorithmic self. Like, if you guys have ever read Aaron Fisher, he does that. That was, like, a very formative paper that I read by him. It was very, very critical to me and mine. And yeah, so it's really good to know a little bit about psychoanalysis, of course, and Freud. I should really get better at German so that I can read that. But yeah. What else? Oh my god. Yeah, here's another thing. So I had my German test, like, way early in the morning, like 8:45 in the goddamn morning on Thursday. And we had just had a snowstorm the day before. Not even a snowstorm. It was, like, a significant amount of snow, but it wasn't, like, a blizzy, you know? And so I was waiting for the bus and waiting for the bus and waiting for the bus. Bus didn't come for 45 minutes to an hour. And then finally I go around to the other side, which this was on me. Like, I shouldn't have, like, waited so long. I should have waited, like, max, like, half an hour. But I was just, like, when you're there, you're just kind of like, well, whatever, like, it'll come in, like, the next 2 minutes, right? Like, the whole time you're thinking, oh, it'll come in the next 2 minutes. It did not come in the next 2 minutes. I'm really sunk cost fallacy sometimes when it comes to that. But yeah, so I just went, I took a bus to the metro and I just metroed there. And I literally was like, I am so sorry, professor. Like, this was just, like, it was just awful. But I managed to write it. Did I do well on it? Remains to be seen. Sorry. God damn. And you know I'm not cutting any of that out because obviously I hate editing. I like talking, don't like editing. And yeah, it was just, like, really bad. But sorry, I just took a quick little break because I was coughing up a damn storm. But yeah, my German test got written. And, you know, the main thing is that it did. And I actually saw that Canada has a thing with Germany where you can go and be a language assistant out in there, teaching English. And I was like, wait, guys, like, maybe. And it's like a pretty significant stipend. Like, it's like 1,000 euros, which for me, that's 1,500 CAD. That's pretty good, you know? Like, I mean, I've made more, of course, but like for 12 hours of work a week, it's like, is it really that bad? I would obviously cobble together another job. I would probably work as a server someplace. I'm sure it would be fine. Yeah. And then, I think that's all that happened this last week. What you missed last week. Oh, another thing. Car alarm went off right outside my window last week. I don't fucking remember which day. 3 a.m. And it just got me thinking, like, cars should not have alarms. Never in my life have I heard a car alarm and I've been like, oh no, somebody's stealing it. Like, I think that it's too car-centric. Like, why does the car have an alarm system? Number one, it should just, like, be, like, your keys ringing, if I'm being honest. That's what I think should happen. So that I don't have to fucking deal with being woken up at 3 a.m. by your fuck-ass car alarm. Oh, like, never in my life have I thought, oh my God, like, somebody's stealing that. No, it's always been, damn, that bitch's car is going off. Right? So I don't think that cars should have car alarms. Yeah, I think that's, like, we've prioritized cars over our physical well-being, if I'm being honest. Which obviously has historically, like, been the case. Shout out big auto lobbying and stuff, right? I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, whatever. And then, sorry, I'm just turning my page because I actually took notes on, like, things that I wanted to talk about, just, like, in my notebook when I was in class. This was in my lived experience 101 class. Actually, it's a 300 level philosophy class, which never should I ever take a 300 level. So 300 levels for my school, those ones are like second year kind of courses, because there's not really 101 classes. There's like 200 levels, and then it's 300, and then you go up to 400, and then if you're smart enough, you take a 600, which is a master's level class, or like a post undergrad kind of class. And then, yeah, it was just like, this is lived experience 101. Like, it seems like nobody in this class has ever taken a philosophy class in their lives, except for one girl. Actually, she's like really into Kant. Like, it's really, I'm like, whoa, she is like Kantian. So yeah, this is so bad. And it's like, it's taught by a grad student, and I like him. Number one, he's hot. Number two, he was my like tutorial leader like a year and a half ago for a course that I was like almost failing for a second there. And then, yeah, that was kind of how that went. So yeah, I had that again yesterday, and it was just like so fucking awful. I was sitting there, and this girl, it's like her first class, like, because she just transferred in, or like she just hopped in off the wait list or whatever. And she was like, what the fuck? Because this one guy was going on and on about like, oh, politics, art is political, like, yes, but are we engaging in like the theoretical, like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. Oh, like, I'm raising like actual questions about the text, because I don't actually gaff about anybody's fucking lived experience, how they experience art, like what art means to them, which theory they relate to more. No. And I know he just does it because he has to, like, it seems like he does it because he wants to kill time, which is fine, you know, but it's like, fuck, like, this is awful. Oh, but anyways, that girl, like, she's looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, he does this every single fucking class. And then, yeah, it was, it was just so awful. But anyways, in that class, I witnessed 2 very red men, like, they left the class, like, I don't know, go to the bathroom, like, one at a time, but they were just so red, and I was like, wow, I wonder how that happens. Like, that happens to me when I do poppers, bitch. Like, oh my gosh, did poppers last night. Literally, I was like, because I've fallen up the fucking stairs when I've done poppers before, because it just, like, it hits you so fast. And oh my gosh, I was, like, being proactive, and I, like, sat down before, and then I got really red, because obviously that's how it fucking goes. Come on, you know. But yeah, it was just like, oh, I remember those red-faced men very, very well. I think one was a ginger, which, you know, but it was just like, girl, there's not enough sun to justify a sunburn right now. I guess that's just your natural complexion. Put on some damn foundation, you know? But yeah, anyways, there's all that. Went to my Dutch art class, and it was like bomb.com, guys. Like, I'm really loving this fucking class. I'm learning about, like, my distant, you know, relatives, I guess. It was so crazy. Like, I literally saw like, she had, paper topics and, like, a suggested bibliographies she presented for all of us to see. And I saw my name, my younger sister's name, my younger brother's name, and my older sister's name, actually, but, like, in a different, like, form, I guess. Like, it had an H in front of it. And I was just literally like, wow, my people. But I didn't see my dad's name, which was really interesting, because he has a very, very Dutch name. But it's very, like, I think it's a much more, like, working, like, I don't know, maybe I'm just, like, you know, my dad inhabits that name so well that I just think of him every single time, so I don't see why he would be on an art history syllabus, you know? But anyways, what else was I gonna talk about here? I can't even remember. Fuck. Like, really, I can't. I was gonna say something to the effect of, oh, shit, I'm, like, really bad at this. Oh, I can't even remember. Oh, here's some more stuff that just, like, kind of, I've been meditating on. I'm on Tumblr, like, pretty heavily. You can follow me there if you want. It's at, Woman So Heartless, but heartless, instead of an A, it's A4. Okay, that's me on there. And I've been getting this, like, ad, because Tumblr, like, for all ads' sake, like, they do typically have, like, the best promoted, like, you know, posts and whatever. Like, it's just, like, so funny to see these ads sometimes, which I'm not advocating for more ads. Tumblr, listen to me now. No fucking ads, please. And I don't get those ads when I'm scrolling on my computer, because I have never used the fucking internet without a, like, an ad block, if possible, you know, like, I'm using that shit. Like, it even works on Pinterest. Like, you girls gotta tap in, you know. I'm not seeing these fuck-ass ads that y'all have on Pinterest, you know. I'm using uBlock Origin, and I'm figuring it the fuck out. And, you know, I love uBlock because, for some reason, like, my computer is obviously very, very old, vintage, one might argue, and it has stopped receiving updates, which means that I can't get into the web store, like the Chrome web store, because it's a Chromebook. And then, but the extensions that I already have still work, bomb. So I can use uBlock Origin on my fuck-ass computer. And I have not seen an ad on a YouTube video, on Pinterest, anything like that, on Tumblr, in a very long time. But yeah, anyways, so when I'm scrolling Tumblr on my phone, this phone that I'm recording on, which is really bad and I need to quit it, I get this ad that's like, we love the earth, but it is flat. It's like, okay, right. And then I always see that, and then I'm like, wow, I follow you. Like, yeah, that's a big brain moment, low key. Like, I'm with you. Yeah. So yeah. Here's another thing that I was gonna talk about. Red Scare Pod, it's over. It's done. They're in their woke posting, bitch. They're talking about lived experience in there. And I am just so fucking tired of lived experience and intersectionality and all of this stuff. I'm sick and tired of this over-identification of yourself. You're literally like, you're doing like the whole like biology thing where you're like genus, subgenus, blah, 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 right? Like you're using Latin words basically to describe yourself. Oh my God, get a grip. And like that starts with, I don't know, like Audre Lorde when she's like, feminist, philosopher, woman, mother, blah, 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 queer, like, oh my God, like, at this point in time, it's just, you're trying to individualize yourself and particularize yourself in such a way that's like, it's actually becoming like detrimental to the movement. You know, we're trying to get liberation, but you bitches are still squabbling over if like somebody, like, I don't know, like if somebody doesn't recognize your fucking, their intersectional privilege. Oh my God. This is also why I'm like so pro post-humanism, because like Donna Haraway, she has this quote in the Cyborg Manifesto that's like, an identity is like literally nothing. You are nothing. It pisses me off to no end. And, you know, I used to not get very riled up about it. And I used to actually come from a lot of lived experience stuff. Like, what do you call it? SoCal hoax. Does anybody remember that? I remember doing a deep dive into that. And then what was the re-up? It was like the second, SoCal Squared. Was the one that happened in 2014, 2017 maybe? No, 2017 or 2018. Yeah, height of woke, right? And basically these kind of shit disturbers, they go and they write all these random fucking pieces, and then they submit them to critical theory journals, right? Like critical Asia studies or whatever, critical women studies like Hypatia and stuff like that. And like a few of them were accepted, and you know, it was like a whole thing. Like it did not have the splash that I think people were like catastrophizing about. Like I don't know, it was just like, it was a whole thing. But like they were just trying to show that like these things, like they don't actually value any like philosophical or any kind of basis. They just kind of accept anything that's like kind of identity driven and like from a lived experience. Lived experience is like a big fucking thing right now. Sorry, I like watched the Adam Friedland show like once in a blue moon, right? And so when he had that guy on and he was trying to explain to him like the whole Israel thing, like that's when he was like a lot of lived experience. And the Red Scare girls, they're like, do you want me to cry on mic? Like, this is not the Adam Friedland show. Oh my God, I love them. Yeah. Anyways, so SoCal squared, whatever. And it was just, I'm thinking about that a little bit right now. Like I used to like actually, I had a real like internal struggle with that, because like obviously cyber feminism, my research is like kind of in that vein. Like, you know, it's pretty critical theory. It's pretty like, you know, like wishy-washy stuff. But I think it's very interesting. And I think that, you know, there is philosophical basis and whatever, you know, like, I'm not trying to say, like, oh, I'm, like, better than than, you know, the critical theorists. Like, I'm not. Like, I love critical theory, and I have read it, and I do support a lot of, like, it's very, like, very good, right? But it's just, I used to have this internal tussle with that. So, yeah. But then when I started taking, like, actual classes, and I was like, okay, like, lived experience has no place here, and actually we should just be focusing on our, like, the text at hand. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, like, I'm very much more into that than anything else. Even in my feminist seminar class, I think that's when I really started, like, kind of getting against lived experience, because in that class, like, it was very, very good, because we weren't coming from this position as a woman, because we were all fucking women in there, except for, like, one gay guy, shout out. So we were all in there, and it's like we all come from a position of womanhood, and we all figure it out all together. But it was just, yeah, so that's when it really opened my eyes, and I was like, so you can do critical theory without bringing in this fucking bullshit, like this subjective experience. That was really enlightening for me. So now I, like, have to put myself through this fuck-ass aesthetics class with these second-year idiots, like, actual idiots. Like, it's really crazy. Really, it's really bad. So I have to survive that. And yeah. But sometimes I literally just have to put my head in my hands. Actually, yesterday when we were in the lived experience portion, I just opened up my damn computer and I'm applying to fucking summer programs. Which, another thing, the summer program I applied to that's, like, really awesome and would be really, really good if I got, the decisions don't come out until mid-March, is what this guy who did it last year was saying. And I applied in October 28th, to be exact. How the fuck do you need 6 months to do all this? And then I gotta figure everything else out. Like, I have to, like, you know, get insurance proof and blah, 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 because this is a program abroad, but it's, like, totally comped, so shout out. But I'm just, don't piss me off. That's all, like, 6 fucking months. And they also can't respond to my damn email, because I asked them first. I went straight to the source, and they were like, this is an automatic reply. We'll be back to you soon. Within 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, fuck you, actually. Fuck you. So yeah, applying to that. There's this other one that I'm applying to that I'm hoping to get into that's also comped. I'm applying to free programs left, right, and center. And I am remaining hopeful that I will get at least one, even though my GPA is not necessarily the best. Okay? Like, my GPA is good for, you know, my program. My GPA is good for, you know, XYZ. And especially because, like, when you transfer, they don't transfer the grades. So all of my GPA stuff is from, like, basically, like, a year and a half of classes. And so it's, like, you know, it's, like, a whole thing. But, yeah, so my GPA is, like, fine, I guess, you could argue. So, yeah. It's just, like, not, like, up to snuff. You know, I'm not sitting at a 4.0, bitch. Anyways. Yeah. What was I gonna talk about next? Yeah. Red Scare, woke. Really hit all the nails on the head. Yeah, I'm applying to a Phil program. And I'm trying to figure out my summer. Just found out that Palamosa is actually going to happen in May, and I'm going to kill myself, so that's really awesome because I'm in Europe at that time. But Europe, like, maybe we'll go to, like, a rave festival out in Europe. That would be so fun. Or if there's, like, if anybody knows of, like, a festival in Europe that kind of does the same thing as, like, I'm not trying to do Lollapalooza, right? But, like, you know, it's a smaller fest. It has, like, this electroclash revival music, kind of like Snow Strippers and stuff like that, let me know. Keep me in the loop. Keep me posted, please. Me to my 50 followers. Thank you to all 50 of you. But like, please, somebody let me know. What else is new with me? Yeah, I'm thinking about bringing back my bangs, especially because now my hair is like moderately back to the, like, I used to have significantly more like curlier hair or like wavier hair, and then I like bleached it to shit, so now I'm like, well, I would like my natural curl pattern back. So I was using K18. I was on that fucking grind, and I continue to be, even though the bottle is like small. Of course I got the small one, right. But it's coming back a little bit. It's looking okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like checking how long I've been recording here. 45 minutes. I wonder if there's anything else I wanted to say. In the sense of like, individualizing, like, girls, we need to get away from that. That's why posthumanism is up, because you are not an individual. You are merged with everything around you. You are no longer the human, like the liberal human subject. You are a prosthesis, and you are engaged in the world through other prosthesis. Like, everything is an extension of yourself. You are the universe, bitch. You know, that's like that Haraway quote at the end of the manifesto. She's like, and if all things are the same, like, I would rather be a cyborg than a goddess. It's like, yeah, that's real as fuck. But I'm kind of thinking that maybe the two are now merging to a certain point, because, you know, this affinity with the earth, this like connection to the earth, this naturalizing thing that the ecofeminists were doing with their whole shtick. I just kind of think like we are becoming like merged with everything around us, that there is no human definition anymore. Like, rational animal, no. You know, we are so, like, yeah, it's just, like, not the case. But anyways, yeah. Oh, a value alignment. Yeah, this lady, this professor from U of T was at that conference, and she did a good talk on value alignments and, like, how all these, tech things, this is my job thing. Sorry, my head is like not screwed on straight. I like feel sick to my stomach, and stuff like that, and I'm just like forgetting things. Anyways, value alignments. There's like she just has like 8 or 9 different, versions of the value alignment. Like the value alignment problem, which is basically like the fact that like these algorithms aren't moral, or like they don't have our morality, or can't like be our kind of version of ethical or whatever, and like so these tech giants are trying to solve that, right? But you can't really solve it, because she said there's literally like 9 different problems, all like 9 different subsets of this problem, and some of them are solvable, and then some of them just aren't, because even as humans we can't solve these problems. Like, humans are not morally like stable, I guess, or like we don't always do the moral thing, right? Like, we aren't perfect. And there was this other talk earlier in the conference, and it basically, the guy was saying that like there is no computer there is no operating system that is absolutely perfect. Like, there is not one that will not make a single mistake, in the same way that we are, like, we'll always make mistakes, right? And I just kind of, like, I think about that, like, it was something, like, it's a like, tech theory of sorts, I don't fucking know, but, yeah, so that was very interesting. But philosophers, hear ye, you bitches can get into these tech companies. You can be making big bucks by claiming that you can solve this fucking value alignment problem. So actually, if you just do a little bit of trickery, you too can be a tech bro. And you too can solve value alignment problems if, it's even feasible to do. So all I'm saying, keep your options open, bitch. Just look around. That's actually, I'm looking at doing some digital humanities classes over the summer as well. That shit, yeah, that's how you get in. I'm trying to get into tech. I'm trying to make some money. Do I want to be working for defense? No. Do I want to be working for Palantir? No, they would not hire me anyways. I would literally, there's just no way. What I am saying though is that, if I was, hired on, I don't know, a fucking, dating app, I would, claim to solve the fucking, value alignment problem, but who knows? Who knows what would happen? Anyways, I think that's all for me. I'm sorry, my brain has been, just fried, I'm really sorry about that, but I hope you guys listened and had fun nonetheless. I'll record one of these again sometime. I don't fucking know. And probably a makeup video at some point too. Maybe today, actually, because I'm going to a concert tonight. Yippee. Yeah. Death Week, of course. So anyways, love you all. Stay blessed. Don't get pressed. God bless. And stay hard to motherfucking kill. Love y'all.